Hi, my name's James, and I'm currently in Ohio. So I'd identify myself as a ex-Republican, now Democrat, because the shift of the Republican Party, or as I'd call it, the personality cult of Trump. I guess when I look at it, I've spent a lot of time in China. I studied there for 2 years. I've been there dozens of times, and I understand their history. And I look at what Mao did, and I see that in Donald Trump and in the Republican Party. There's no strategy. Uh, there's no logic. There's nothing. It's just a leader that's a moron and blindly following that leader to whatever means they want. So I can't support them anymore. I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. I didn't like Hillary. I didn't vote for her, and I'd say I wasted my vote. The thing is, lately I've realized that if you say you're against Trump and you go for the independent, you're not actually against him. You're not. You're still allowing him to be enabled because the third party is a throwaway. So about halfway through COVID, that's why I started to volunteer for the Biden campaign. Unfortunately, it's just been so-so. It's been more disorganized than I thought, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a rewarding experience, and it's been something to do. The main thing I've experienced lately is the coronavirus. Really, it destroyed everything I've been working on. It's been extremely tough, mentally, financially. It's going to take me years to recover from this. And as I agree, it wasn't the Republican Party or Trump's fault that the virus came here, but the response they own. And that's where it gets me upset. I actually was in China in December. I almost went to Wuhan. I was with a business partner. We were in Shanghai meeting with lots of Wuhan companies. He probably got sick. I probably had a case that didn't have any symptoms because about 4 days into our trip, he had a bad cold, couldn't taste, couldn't smell. We were together for 10 days. But I watched this unfold. I've worked with Shanghai American Chamber of Commerce. I was in webinars with them as it was unfolding. And I'm just a nobody who does business there, and I got it. And yet our federal government completely dropped the ball. They've still been dropping the ball, and there's no desire to take responsibility and to handle the crisis. 6 months in, there's no plan, there's no leadership. It's still winging it. And until we get the virus under control, we can't rebuild our economy. So this is really one of the main reasons that I'm just fed up with the Republicans. And I would call it the cult of Trump. I wouldn't call it a party anymore. I would call it the personality cult of Donald Trump, just like the personality cult of Mao existed. So I have some friends who are still support him, and I can't talk to him. They send me things that are, the Fox News, what I would call, propaganda network, because it's not news, or things that have been debunked that they found online. And I just can't believe it because they're smart people, they're not bad people, and yet they're being duped time and time again. So I just, I'm in shock at what's come to the country. I think for 4 more years, we won't be able to recover. The damage done to our institutions, to our democracy, to our norms will be too great to recover, and the country will collapse within the next several decades. But if we limit Trump to one term, we have a chance of recovering. Doesn't mean we're going to. Still think the chance of us collapsing is great, unfortunately. But if we limit Trump to one term, we at least have a chance to go back on the right path. So that's my story and how I now support Joe Biden and the Democrats. Do I agree with Biden on 100% of issues? Heck no. But he's a good, decent man. He has principles. He respects the rule of law. He respects our norms. And he's going to run the country okay. He's going to be a one-term president, but that's all he needs to be to bring back dignity to the White House. And I support that. I respect that. So that's my story.